Crafters, it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and welcome to actually it's a free play Friday. I almost said a Wednesday. I'm still on vacation, so I don't know what day's up, but this is free play Friday, and I'm glad you guys are here. I hope there'll be more and more that'll be joining us. We're going to be doing a really fun technique using wax paper and cardstock, and here is one of the fabulous looking pieces that I did in advance. So we're going to play around with this today, maybe make some mistakes, maybe make some really cool things, try some new stuff, and just play around with this technique. So you'll need cardstock. I'm using just regular white cardstock. Any kind of inks that you have, doesn't matter what kind of ink. I'm going to play around with some washi tape. I have an ink blender, which goes with these little pieces of foam, or not foam, but felt on the inside of my inks. And we're just going to have a really good time playing with this. So let me say hi to Penny, Kathleen, Debbie, Dawn, Eva, and Kathleen. Hi, Eva. And Susan Baker. Thank you guys all so much for coming. I hope that you saw the invite a friend note that went up. The post invite a friend is just to encourage you guys to say, if you've got other people that you know are crafty, say, hey, come on over. We're going to be doing this really cool thing today. And it would be really fun to have you there for the live chat and for learning something new and maybe bouncing ideas off of each other. So that's a really good way for us to build up our community and the watch time on the channel and all that. So that raises everything within the community and inspires everybody. Cheers. Hi, Barb. I also picked out, if you're so inclined to follow along with me today, just some random round and what do you call it, scalloped punches to make some embellishments when we're done doing the technique. So I have a couple that I feel would pair up pretty nicely. So we'll be using those probably as well. I've got some pieces already pre-cut. I'm basically just going to be doing mine the size of a card front, which is 4.5 by 5 1/4, and that's what this stack is. Hello, Cindy from North Carolina and Tammy Valley. Kathy Godwin. Yes, make your coffee. I'm having my Diet Mountain Dew. Let's talk about some things that are changing in Quality Crafts in the upcoming year. The patron group is not changing by much, except for the fact that the weekly sketch is turning monthly, and it's going to be posted in the KTC group instead. And here's why. It's going to be posted in the KTC group so we have a lot more people, a lot more members that are able to join in on that. And it's going to be once a month to give everyone time to join. But then there's going to be a special draw just from all the patrons that enter it for a prize that'll be mailed to the winner's home. So if you want to get in on that, join us at patreon.com/Quality Crafts and become a patron. It's only $1 or more pledge per month. So even if you pledge $1, it's only $12 a month. And that just supports our community here, my YouTubing and all that stuff, materials that I would buy to do all my videos and my time in making them. So I really appreciate everybody who is already in the patron group. We're making just a few different changes. There's one other thing that's going on in there, and that is the patrons do, what was the other thing I wanted to mention? One thing is that we do also keep track of people's birthdays. If you have entered your birthday in the birthday thing, there's a file somewhere. If you go to files in the upper left hand and then find birthdays, you should be able to enter your birthday within that file. If your birthday's in that file, then you'll get a birthday card from Quality Crafts. Now, they don't all come directly from me. They come from the entire group, and we have people that, oh, $12 a year, not a month. Sorry. Thanks, Kathy. So we have people that sign up once a month that will send out cards on behalf of Quality Crafts, so that there's constantly different people taking on that task, because it is quite a big task to send out and remember everybody's birthdays all year long. But we want you to feel a part of this group, and so that's one of the things that we do. The patron group is not going away or disappearing for any reason. It's still there. It's just that we want to kind of combine the two groups to get a little bit more involved. It kind of seems like once we split the two groups, it got a little bit more stagnant than we were hoping. So we're just kind of trying to increase that. Now, another thing in the KTC group that we're going to be doing is bringing back the Friday freebies challenges. Those are going to be once a week. We'll post a whole bunch of Friday freebies from different companies in the group. And then, thank you. I love my hat. It's my koala hat. We will post a bunch of freebies from different companies within the group, and then Penny will be giving you details on how that will run. What we're hoping is that you will use something that was posted as a freebie to get creative and to make a project, and then we'll probably put a place for you guys to put all that stuff. What we're trying to do is get you guys creative, motivated, and inspired to just keep on creating and that kind of stuff. The really other cool thing that we're going to be starting in January is that I'm going to be giving away to everybody who joins right away a free digi from the store. Actually, it'll probably be an exclusive digi just to this group. And then everyone who gets it, if you color it and use it on a project and post it within our group, Quality Crafts on Facebook, then by the deadline, it'll go month to month. Then the next month, you'll get the next digi for free, and so on. A progressive digi challenge is what it is. Now, if you fall off and you don't do one, then the next time you want to do one, you have to buy back in, and it'll be a price, something like $1 or $2 to join back in to pick up on the one that is within that month that you want to join. So it should be something totally free for those who jump on board right away, but very, very inexpensive for people to join in the interim as new people are coming into the group. So I hope you guys will really like that. We are going to start off with a really cute animal digi, so get ready for that. I'll be posting that very soon. It is the 29th of December, so we just have a couple more days. Hi, Pam. Who else have I missed? Button Addict, Linda, Kiki. Awesome. So I always start these projects at 5 minutes after the hour on Free Play Friday to make sure that everyone's got a chance to get in and I've got a chance to kind of update you on things that are going on. Welcome everybody, and I hope that if you have not already decided to join us on Quality Crafts on Facebook that you will do so. Penny Ratcliffe is our moderator right now, and hopefully she will put that link up. Otherwise, you can go to Facebook and type in Koala, Koala, T Crafts, as you see on the screen right down here. And you should be able to find our group via that. Alrighty, so get your stuff together and we're going to get going on creating some of this fun stuff and then making some embellishments and possibly a card and stuff with a little bit of the time that we have left. Hi, Marilyn. Hello, Feline Family and Jamie Hunt. Oh, another thing that you're going to need, of course, besides your wax paper, are 2 sheets, one for the bottom and one for the top, so that the excess melted wax doesn't go all over, and that's totally your choice. I can tell by looking at this one that I seem to have used both sides because it looks pretty dull in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a fresh piece of waxed paper. Don't need a lot because you're only covering one piece of cardstock about this big. So I'm going to rip mine in half here. Put down one of my cards. Hi, Paulette. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to crumple it up and give it some really nice bumpy texture. The more texture you want, the more crumpled you want it to be. And then I'm going to set it right over the top of that. And then my other piece of paper, just copy paper, right over the top of that. And then I've got my little iron here, my little craft iron that's set. It's been turned on so it's quite hot. And so all I'm going to do is just set it down. And then pick it up and move it. Hi, Danielle. And I'm just moving it all over it. I'm trying not to like rub it. I just want it to make it hot enough that it touches that wax paper to the paper below. and leaves that wax paper. If you're looking, and probably not from the camera's view, but if you're looking in person, you should be able to see that wax like coming through the top, and that way you know that it is coming off. It's really, yeah, it's difficult to see, but that should work. And I'm gonna see if maybe that shows in the light. I don't think it does, but now this is where the magic happens. So I'm gonna do a little bit of wild honey, and I'm gonna mix this up a little bit. I got one of my long hair stuck in there. I'm gonna bring you in a bit too, so you can see what's going on here. As you start to add color, you should be able to see all that fun little texture underneath there. The darker the color, the more prominent your bumps and stuff will be. I like the really dark, I like to make it really dark. But if you want a real like hazy background, then you don't have to do that. Now I'm just adding in a little bit of red. So if you want to know what these colors are, this is Barn Door. And the one I originally did was Wild Honey. And you can totally do any colors that float your boat for whatever season you're in. We'll do some blue ones next too. How pretty, right? So the one thing that I'd done before that did not work out that I want to share with you. We'll see if I can reenact the boo-boo. Let's say I used this piece that I had already used, right? I'm just going to put that on there for now. And then I'm going to take this iron and I'm just going to rub and smash. I'm just pushing real hard and I'm rubbing and smashing that right into the paper. Now my expectation is that it will go flat and not show as many ridges, but let's see what happens when we do that. I'm going to go ahead and use a dark blue called Blueprint Sketch. And see if we can find out what happens when we do that. So some of the spaces didn't get really any bumps at all, like this whole spot. Some bumps came through in the middle, but it's not as symmetrical throughout the whole thing. It's not as full as this one, as you can tell. So fresh wax paper, and then just put it down, lift it up, put it down. Don't rub and move in circles. You'll get a much better result if you're looking for this. All right, so let's try another one. This is super, super fun, super easy, very quick project. It's a wax paper technique, and I'm doing the wax paper technique on cardstock. You can also do it on glossy cardstock if you like. It can be so addictive because you can do it in all kinds of different colors. So now I'm going to use, let me back up just a little bit. I'm going to use another fresh piece of wax paper and give that a good crumple. Hi, Penny. Thank you so much. Okay, set it on top of here. And then I'm going to do what I normally did in the beginning, was just set it down and then move it and set it down. I'll move it a little bit and set it down. Yeah, just so many really cool things that you could do this. Somebody asked me before, I think, when I did this once before, if you could use a heat gun. Basically, the heat gun does not press the wax hard enough onto the paper, and it just ended up that I got nothing on it. So if you want to experiment with a heat gun, you certainly can. I can see the layers from here, but it's really tough to pick up on camera. So we'll bring this in and I'll do a different color here. I did try it with my heat gun and I didn't get a very good, I got a pretty poor outcome. That's what I'm trying to say. This one I'm going to do some squeezed lemon. It's very much harder to see with the really light colors, but I want to put a little bit of that on there. And then run it into a pink called Worn Lipstick. Barb wants to know, can you get 2 at a time by putting cardstock, wax paper, and another cardstock, and then an iron? Let's try that. We'll try that, Barb. Thanks for the idea. When I'm done with this one, we'll do it that way. See what we get. I'm hoping that you guys too will take some time to play with this at your house. You could use a regular iron as well. You don't have to use the craft iron I have, but I don't really use a regular iron much, so I'm just using this one. Then I'm going to finish off in the middle with Shaded Lilac. So if you're doing a certain color of a project, you can add whatever colors complement your project the best. And you can use any kind of inks you have. It does not matter what kind of ink you use. I just happen to really like these. So there you go. You have a really cool, totally different than the first ones we did. Blue, green, and purple. That would look really cool too. So I'm going to move those over. Here's a bunch that I did before today. I got a really bright rainbow look. Some that's got brown. Here's a burgundy one. Pinks and oranges. And this one I did just on regular printer paper if you need something lighter. And a bright blue. All right, so let's try, whose idea was that? To do, let me go back to that one. 2 at a time by putting cardstock. I bet we could. Wax paper, and I'm going to go ahead and get myself a fresh piece of wax paper to make sure that I get a good turnout. Wax paper is so cheap, you can get it at the dollar store, so. And then I believe she said another sheet. And then the one on top. All right, so let's try Barb's idea. Hopefully the heat will travel far enough through to do the one underneath it. Would it contrast more if you buffed it after inking? That's a really good idea. What would you like me to buff it with, Susan? And no, who is that? Sherry? And I would buff it for you. Let me know what you think we should use. Okay. So this is the side of one. If we take this off, we should have this side as well. So this is number 1 on top. And this is number 2 on the bottom. We'll just mark them so we know. And then let's check it out. Let's see what we got. And somebody mentioned I could do a dance if we get 70. We've got 67 right now. What colors did somebody say they wanted to see? Let me just go back up a bit. I can't find it now. I think it was purples. Purples, blues, and greens or something like that. Oh, paper towel? Okay. I'm going to finish with this and then we'll do that. So I'm going to use this green called Peeled Paint. And we're going to go through the one that was on the top. Uh-oh, did I flip it for some reason? I don't think so. And the second one that was on the bottom. Well, how strange is that there's nothing on the top one? Did I flip this? Were you guys watching? But look at the bottom. So basically it was this one. No, it would have had to have been the underside. Did I not do that right? Let's do this one. This was one on top. Let's try that again. I think I did the wrong side. There it is. There we go. So basically it was a sandwich. But look, yes. Whoever said that we could do 2 at a time, you were absolutely right. Ah, we have 70 some. Totally not ready for my dance. We need some music. We could do the, you can't see me standing up here. We could do the koala bear dance. Shake your koala bear. $72. We got 72. There. That's all I got today. I need some music. You know what? I'm going to cue up some music sometime so that I can do some music dancing. It's got to be, you know, music that won't shut off the video, though. They'll come around and be like, you can't use that music. Copyright. So we're going to add on some more color to this. I'm going to add on this dark blue because I really like it. This one's called Blueprint Sketch. I actually do have pretty mad dancing skills, but only when I've got like a song to dance to. I can't just pull that out of the top of my head. All right. Let's try to put a blue, or I mean a purple that's more purpley than this one. That's maybe a little darker. Let's try this one. Oh, I don't have a fuzzy for this one. I usually have some sitting around, but I haven't lately. Let's try some on this side, straight to paper, and see what we get. That's cool. that. That's really light. Awesome. And we need one more color in there. I'm thinking, how about yellow? I think yellow will look really cool. So what do we do with these after they're colored? They can become card fronts. They can become embellishments, flowers, the insides for your envelopes to decorate those. All kinds of stuff. Belly bands for your other ideas. That turned out really cool. All right, so let's get into what we're going to do with these after they're done, because we can make oodles and oodles and oodles of them, right? We've made a bunch of them and it's only been about 20 minutes. I'm going to move this a little bit out of my way here so I don't burn myself on it. And pass out some of the stuff I've already used up. Keep that. We've got tons of them to pick from now. And somebody wanted me to buff one, so let me go ahead and just take, I've got a Kleenex really handy, so I'm going to go ahead and Kleenex this one that we just did and buff it and see if it makes a difference. The wax might be a little bit lighter in a color, but other than that, I don't see that it buffs real any differently. What if we tried, just since you brought it up, what if we tried a wet wipe? I got a little bit of color off that you can see, just a tiny bit of pink, but other than that it pretty much looks the same. If not, maybe a little bit brighter of a white. I don't know, you guys play around with that, see what you think. All right, so let's start making some fun things with these, because you could absolutely cut this into any die. So let's say you maybe want a word die in here, because then your word would automatically be, you know, a different color in each thing. That's why I brought out my punches, because I want to do, like, let's just use this one for example. I can get a little bit of each color in there. Okay, and then I can get, I'll use this piece of cardstock since I have it sitting here. And then a white one. Peacock feathers, microglaze it. Good idea. If you've got microglaze, do it to it. So then if I put that white one on there, this would make an awesome sentiment for on a card. Super pretty, and you have that element underneath. That's really cute. And what if we did just a little bit of orange on the side? I think that would be really pretty. I'm going to do just a little bit of orange. So the inks that I'm using today right now are Distress Inks by Tim Holtz. But you can use any inks at home that you have. that looks really pretty. You could put a sentiment on there and you can add that to a card. So let's go ahead and adhere that down. You could even add stickles and make this really shiny paper. So I've got one piece. And then I'm thinking, wouldn't it be fun to do one? Let's grab this one that's got a little bit. I'm going to take the cap off because I don't really need it. Let's do one from here. So we could get a bunch of those fun colors. And then I'm going to take my little snips here and I'm going to create kind of a flower here. I'm still being careful because I have my hot little press on. And I'm just going to cut these towards the middle. Without cutting them off. Oops, I thought I was in frame. My apologies. Let me scoot back. Okay, and then we can, I'm going to use my bone folder. I can just give these a little swipe so they all just kind of start rolling up a bit. We can make our own unique little flower here. I'm just playing with them until I get a look that I kind of like. You could even spray the paper, but then I think I'm going to put a gem in the middle. Grab out my box of gems here. See if I can find kind of a larger one. I got lots of gems. But I thought I had some bigger ones that might make a really fun middle for that. Like something like that, just not quite the right color. Oh, how about an orange one? Somebody sent me these. These are cool. Oh, I need my glue gun for that. Let's see if we can't just put that on with one of my glue dots my sister gave me for Christmas. So she gave me these tacky dot singles, they're called, and they're all on these little squares. Like there's no dot on that one. I must have pulled it off. And there's one dot on each square. And then you pull off the top and you use it just like any other glue dot. I'm going to glue that right in the middle. Get rid of these little things. Start really hard to see. So then we've got a really fun little flower that we can use. We could even put it in the middle of that if we wanted to. How cool would that be? Sweet, we could come up with all kinds of fun stuff with this. Let's keep creating. Another thing that I wanted to do, which I didn't when I was laying those out, so I might want to get some more of that stuff out. I'm going to pull these together real quick. I thought, wouldn't it be fun to give it a shot? I'm going to have to cut some more real quick. I have a piece of wax paper ready to roll, so we'll use that one. And then I'll cut just a few more of these. I'll make a card base, because of course you can make these into cards, absolutely. So we're going to take this one. I think I can still recycle those 2 sheets I tossed, because there's nothing yucky on them. Put that down with our paper. Yeah, put that down. And then we're going to go ahead my idea is to maybe make a pattern by using the washi tape and the ink. Okay, set that back. Alright, let's leave this one down. I don't know how sticky this washi tape is, so let me just pull some off here. I don't want to pull up the wax, so I'm hoping that it won't do that, but this was a really cool idea I had. Hey Norma, you're not late, we're still working. So what I want to do is make like some stripes or whatever. I didn't quite pull that off. I think this stuff will come back up, so I'm just going to take a chance. Put some, you could do fractals with this too, where you line them up all crooked like this, but I'm going to do some straight across. So like there would be a white or another color and then another color underneath there. And then maybe I'll do one more. So in between, like there'd be blue, like underneath here would be a lighter color maybe, or maybe just leave it white, and then the rest of it would be another color. And if it's crooked to your eye, it's because I didn't measure this stuff out. I'm just looking for a nice, pretty blue. I think this one will look really cool. So I'm going to use broken china. And we're just going to see what we can get from this. You can alternate different colors too. The washi is just there so that it doesn't do the whole thing. Oh, that's pretty. I don't think broken china is always used to its full dark potential. I think it tends to be used as a really light kind of a color. But I'm putting mine on super heavy because I like the look of that. So let's do two different colors. I think orange would look really spectacular with that color. Oh gosh, yeah, kids would totally love this. This is something that's so simple. You just have to watch them around the hot iron. So let's pick out an orange. I would really like a darker orange. Let's pull this one out. These are so old that when I drag them, the actual pad is starting to break down. So if you see that, that's why. I've had them for years and years. This is now probably a good time to do some buffing. Where's that Kleenex that I tossed out? See if we can buff some of that orange off. Yeah, that totally works. Do you see that? Let's try it on this one too. That did work. Look at the buffing brings out more of the white on this one. Maybe because I added so much extra ink. Let's try on the teal. Not as much. Maybe it's the type of ink that I used. But a little bit. Now let's do the reveal. Hopefully this will not tear our paper since it is washi tape. You could use and make sticky letters. It did tear on one side there. I'll try from the other side, see if I can get a better, there we go. A better pull that doesn't tear the paper. I should have put it on the back of my hand. You could put that on your skin so that doesn't happen to you. Take off a little bit of the sticky. Some washi tape is just a little bit stickier than other washi tape, so you just always have to just check it out and see how it's going to fare. That one is ripping on that side. Let's try this one. Oop. That time it tore a little bit. Awesome. So now we've got a really fun paper. And you could do any colors on there that you want that go with your project. And then across here you could add another color if you wanted to. Maybe this one's going to go on the top of this card with the flower in the middle. That'd be pretty. Cool, let's do that. Let's make it happen since we've got time. I've got a card base right here. This could be so addictive, you guys. I'm going to set up, as I do usually on Friday Free Plays, an album over at Quality Crafts on Facebook so that you guys can post what you've created and come up with while using this technique. Barb says, put a piece of white cardstock over the colored piece and iron to see if the design or color... Put a piece of white cardstock over the colored piece and iron to see if the design or color will transfer. Okay. Should we try one of the ones that we've just done? How about this one? This one we just done? A piece of cardstock over the top and see if any of it will transfer. I hope this is what you meant. I'm gonna give it a shot. Nothing transferred that I could tell. Okay. Let's go ahead and assemble this card. Maybe if we did that like right after we were done when it was still wet, that may have made a difference. Maybe some of the color would have traveled, I'm not sure. Let's bump this up. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought when you mentioned it, Barb, that would be a really good idea to try out. Thanks for the suggestion. Gosh, I got long hair everywhere. Me and my long hair. Oh, I think I need to back out. I think I've been out of frame here for you guys for a little bit. That looks good. And then let's wet glue this guy on. try to center it. There we go. I'm even going to add a little bit of stickles, I think. Which one do I have here? Crystal. And I'm going to put some crystal stickles like on the inside here, just to make the inside of the flower a little shinier. I'm putting it on pretty thick, so this is going to take some time to dry. I'll probably let it sit on my table overnight. You see that? That glitz in there? I just think that's really fun to play with. Such a cute little card. Norma says, if it was all oxide ink and you misted it with the water, then some would transfer. I wonder if we mist this with a little bit of water, if it'll also transfer. Should we try it? I did most of these with that, so let's try. I'm not going to ruin this card. I think it's really pretty. Let's try it with this one. I always have a hard time getting the top off of this without ruining everything. It like totally sticks to stuff. There we go. I don't know if there's going to be so much wax on here now that it won't do the remove thing, but let's just try it. I can see that there's some big drips on here. I don't see them activating just yet. I'll bring it a little bit in closer for you guys. Yes, reward ribbons would be an awesome idea. I don't know if you can see the water drips. There we go. There's water drips all over that. Let's go ahead and try to sop them up with that little... Oh yeah, it's still working. Look at that. Check it out. We've got some water drips on there as well. So there's another whole different look to that, isn't it? So cute. But if we, whoops, see, this is always falling apart on me. Works well, but what if we misted the whole darn thing? Would it just come out with a really lot lighter color all over the place? Seems to be picking up a lot of that color. That's really cool. Super fun idea to play around with. All right, let's do another medallion with something a little bit smaller. I'll do this one, which is a 1 3/4. And this one says it's 2 inches. I did that kind of backwards, didn't I? This one should fit inside this one. Oh yeah, just barely. I'm going to save this one and I'm going to do this other one in white. Hi, Forever Purple Creations. Should I call you Laurel? Look at that. That's pretty. Let's go ahead and put that down. I'm so glad you're here. Make sure to join us over at Quality Crafts on Facebook. I'll be posting an album for these so that we can see what you guys are coming up with too. So there's the little medallion I made, but I thought, wouldn't it be fun to cut this? Oh, I still have sprayed water all over this. I better get rid of that. Wouldn't it be fun to just cut this right down the middle? And then put a little bit of glue on the edge. Just on the corner of each one. And then swipe this up with your finger to make it move a little bit. You could put these on brads too so they actually swing out and back. But then you've got a little bug that's flying. And you can put a little head on here if you want. And that would look super cute if you blinged up his wings. So let's go ahead and do that. I sometimes just like to use my finger to dab it on just so that it gets on there, but it's not like so gobbed up that it's not going to dry. And then when that dries, we can always flip that wing back up too. That's not a problem. Don't be afraid to use your finger and other ideas of things that you have around your house. There he's got, let me move this around so that you can actually see it. So it hits the light just right. See how glitzy his wings are going to be now? Glimmer wings! The little craft iron is amazing. I have never had a problem with it. I absolutely love it. And they're only like, what, $7.99 on Amazon, linked below. Super good deal. I'm going to give him a little purple head. And I'm just going to go ahead and free cut it here. In like a, maybe a little oval. Glue him down. And I'm going to give him some little eyes. Ooh, googly eyes would be fun, wouldn't they? Let's see if the googly eyes will fit. Thanks, Teresa. She likes my hat. I had somebody local make my hat, so if you're interested in getting one, let me know. I can take orders for her. It would be $30 for the hat shipped. I would ship it to you. Oh, it's so cute with the eyes. Look at the little bug. Too cute. Oh, fun stuff. You could do all kinds of stuff with this paper. Oops, that's not what I'm looking for. My glue bottle. Put that away. I have to kind of clean up a little bit of this as I go, because otherwise I'm going to have these glue dots all over the place. And my water bottle, not where I need it. So if you want to order the hat, you can let me know so that I can order them from her. And then it takes some time for her to make them, and then she gives them to me and I'll ship them to you. They're really warm and they're really, really solidly well made. I totally love it. And don't forget about the if you don't want a hat, if you'd rather have an apron. Is my apron down here? I thought I just had it on. Yeah. You can get your name on your apron. And these are only $20 shipped, and they come from Penny J. So if you want to order from Penny, you can get yourself a Quality Crafts apron with your name on it. They've got big pockets in the front. These fit, these have a lot of room for larger people too. So don't think you can't get one because you're maybe not as small or as short as I am, because mine wraps around me, but it definitely fits most people. So let's see, we've got our little bug. What else have we made? Just gotta move this over so I don't burn anything on there, especially my hand. Oh, let's bring in our card. Card we made. I think that is so cute. So glitzy. This is so pretty. And there's just so much more fun stuff we could do. I still have a whole pile of this paper that I've created. Lots of different colors. Any season, any holiday, masculine or feminine, you could do it all with these colors and this technique. And people will be like, wow, how'd you do that? It'll be awesome. I love this rainbow one. Let's try to make another card using this. This is really pretty. I'm going to make another card that's half of a regular size, so just a regular A2 size card. I want it to go this way. I'm going to do it kind of striped like this one, only I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to cut it going this way. So maybe 2 panels with something written in the middle would be really cute. I was thinking one on the bottom and one on the top. And we could even put our bug in there. Say like this. I hate to bug you, but I was thinking about you and hoping you're okay. That'd be cute. Let's do that. There we go, one more. You can get this ATG tape pretty close to the edge if you're watching where your tape is on your little roller. Really convenient. Alrighty, and then there's our little bug. That'd be so cute. Let's glue him down. He looks adorable. You could even glue on like some felt and some kind of a pin, you know, like one of those pins that just opens and closes, and make these little bugs for your kids as little, you know, pins or badges that they could wear. That'd be super cute. That would be a really fun idea. Kids can make those for their birthdays. Super fun. All right, well, we're almost out of time. We had time to make a couple of projects and a whole bunch of that paper. It doesn't take any time at all. Here's another scrap I have left and a whole pile of other colors that I can use and reuse on other cards. Again, you just need some wax paper, mini iron or a regular iron, and cardstock, or this will even work on printer paper. So you can use printer paper as well. One of mine is printer paper. Which one is it? This one. This one is printer paper. That turns out just as cool. And that way, if you need to, you know, mold it around something, if you need it to be able to roll, you can do it on thinner paper. You totally can get away with that. But then you can take it one step further and do the washi tape thing that I did at this one, or just go ahead and cut it. Cut it in strips, get the same look. But it's a lot of fun to play around with. So I do hope that if you haven't already, that you'll go over to Quality Crafts on Facebook, because I will be setting up my album. I can't wait to see what you guys have made, because that's part of the fun for me, to see, did you guys make something that was similar to mine? Was it totally different than mine, which is usually what happens, and that is super, super fun. So you guys should be looking for that too, because there are so many different ways that you can use these, and everyone's got a different idea, because we all are on a different journey. We have different ways of looking at things. And you know how like 2, 3 kids in a family will grow up, and then you'll like mention something that happened, and they'll all have 3 ways that it actually happened because of their perspective. That's what happens with art. So nobody's going to come up with exactly the same as what I've had here, and that's what I find so fascinating about it, and why it's so fun for me to teach you guys these techniques, because they're easy, simple, fun. They're really great to do. You can use them with kids. As always, this is a family-friendly place, so you can bring your kids and stuff. Just remember, if you're using hot things like the mini iron like this, or you know, super glues like E6000, that you're there with them to, you know, make sure that they're okay and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I just want to mention one more thing that I didn't mention in the beginning, and that is the fact that okay, so today is Friday, Free Play Friday. We have Saturday and then Sunday. Sunday night is New Year's Eve. So we are going to, again, this will be our 2nd annual New Year's Eve, Crafting in the New Year's, and it'll be from 8 p.m. till midnight, my time, Central Standard Time. And I hope that you guys will invite your friends. We had a lot of people show up to this Free Play Friday. I'm really excited about that. It makes me really happy when you guys all show up and encourage each other and encourage me. So I do hope that you will join us on that night. Anytime in between the 4 hours, we'll be taking breaks. You can definitely bring, not guaranteed to be 100% family friendly. I'm going to have an adult beverage. It's definitely not going to be an off-the-wall, free-for-all kind of a swearing event, nothing like that. I just want you to know that I might be a little bit more jolly in my video, and I hope that you guys will be too. And if you don't partake, that's just fine. Bring your milk and cookies, bring your Pepsi, your Mountain Dew, your Coke, and just have a really good time, because I cannot wait to see you guys next video.